In today's video, we're diving into why affirming our connection to the source is so powerful for keeping us in a state of faith, keeping your vision steady. There's a powerful and simple prayer that I started using when I came across a book by Joseph Murphy about how to attract money. And I've adapted the prayer a little bit, but essentially it's, God is the source of my supply. That supply is my supply, for we are one. Through the universe, all things are made possible. God's wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance, and I am forever conscious of my true worth. I give of my gifts freely, and I am wonderfully blessed financially. Thank you. And there's a shorter version that he gives, but I find it also powerful to, especially as we're clearing and opening the space so there's a receptivity in our state of consciousness, getting into that receptive mode, then it feels powerful to be able to redirect our focus. And I would find myself throughout the day as well when those doubts were coming up, or those thoughts that it can't happen, or thoughts of scarcity were coming up. When I was in California, after I came across that passage in the book, I would start repeating this prayer anytime those thoughts started coming up, anytime I wanted to shift my vibration. And I found it really powerful to continue to affirm that God is the source of my supply, because it's another way of asking. You know, there's this ask-formations is another way. You ask, well, who gave me my mind? Who gave me my brain? Where do my thoughts come from? Where do opportunities come from? Where does inspiration come from? And it all points back to the source, and being able to connect with the feeling of source throughout the day as well. Being able to consistently meditate upon this affirmation made it easier for me to be in that state of abundance, to be in a state of actively redirecting my energy and my focus. And what I found is it was a way that I manifested my way through California and was able to attract the resources to continue my journey back to Sedona. Because, you know, when I was on that journey, there were different points when my funds were low, or, you know, I had these doubts coming up. But as I went in and I affirmed that God is my source, God is the source of my supply, well, God is infinite, right? There are infinite possibilities in this field. And when we're in a state of constriction, when we're in a state of scarcity mindset, it's like we can only perceive a certain bandwidth, right? Like a frequency bandwidth, that we only can see a certain visible spectrum of light. There's this whole other invisible spectrum of opportunities. And that's the other side of this with meditating and getting into that receptive mode, I've found, is the power of consistent, devoted discipline in my attention to be able to, and I did this especially as I was driving, that I would continue to come back to this affirmation as my thoughts wandered. And a powerful part of this, they were speaking in this as well in the book, was essentially how you're fasting from complaining. You're fasting from giving all your energy to the negativity. It's one thing to feel it, to heal it, and it's another thing to ruminate in the things that are taking your energy away from your manifestation. And to instead continuously consider that an investment into yourself. And in confidence, right, is courage with investment into yourself. So I feel that these practices are ways of training our level of confidence, the level of which we invest trust in ourselves and in the universe. And a way of getting out of that sense of limitation by going straight to the source and asking, where do my thoughts come from? Where do the inspirations come from that lead you to the places and the state of being that you would be magnetic to make that opportunity happen or attract that opportunity in a new place and location, or a business opportunity, somebody inviting you to an event. It's the state of consciousness, and it's also the other side of attraction, right, is action. So in that consistent devotion, I also find that powerful for when my thoughts start to wander, I start going into these doubts. Because that's how we're able to transmute, is to start placing that focus on the infinite source and connecting with that and opening up to those possibilities. And then when we're in that state, we start to live in that friendly universe that is sending us those synchronicities, those signs, and those opportunities, because we live in an abundant universe. Isn't it wonderful? Is another one. Isn't it wonderful that with my naked eye, I can't count how many stars there are in the sky in the universe. I can't count how many grains of sand there are on the beach in the ocean, or the drops of water in the ocean. It's an inconceivable state of abundance. Another powerful practice that I found was, as you're doing your daily self-care, hygiene, looking in the mirror and saying certain words like health, wealth, love, success, because it bypasses any resistance that comes up. One thing that Joseph Murphy talked about was a man had come to him and was sharing of how he was doing I am affirmations. And he wanted to be a millionaire. So he's saying, I am a millionaire, but it wasn't working. And what he shared was the reason it wasn't working is because every time that he said that affirmation, instead of stirring within him the feelings of abundance and success, it stirred within the feelings of lack and limitation. It just reminded him every time that he wasn't a millionaire. So instead, what he suggested to him was every day when he was shaving, he would simply say health, wealth, success, and meditate upon the feeling, the quality, right, the vibration of it. Because instead of claiming something that you subconsciously don't believe, you're simply meditating upon the quality of it. And what I've been finding is this is shifting my self-image. That's the power of also using the mirror, right? It's the mirror work, the mirror principle. And also turning to the mirror and saying, I love you. And giving yourself love, going within, right? And breathing into, circulating your energy and giving love to yourself and every part of your body and every part of yourself. That also aligns the energy. And in this process of letting go and putting the focus on what you truly want to create, these are some simple and potent practices, right? God is the source of my supply. That supply is my supply. Through the universe, all things are made possible. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I give of my gifts freely, and I am wonderfully, divinely compensated. And any alteration of that as well, because it's aligning ourselves to be a conduit, to realize that the greatest things that come through you, it's like, it's flowing through you. The source is flowing through. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is flowing through you. And to recognize that when we are resourced by the source, energetically, we're able to fill our cup. And then that cup starts to overflow. And from that state of connection, and from that state of trust, and from that state of investing, where we're investing our energy, right? Because where our energy goes, where our attention goes, our energy flows. the more that we're tapped in to the source to be able to give. And in that state of giving as well, and in that state of reciprocity, we're able to start giving more from the energy that we want to receive. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you like these shorter videos. If you got some value, hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment where you're tuning in from in the world. And again, to stay tuned into these videos to help you stay in alignment with the source. Hit subscribe, and that bell will help you be notified of the regular videos. Peace.